All right, this is the review for Speak No Evil, a 2024 film, which is the American version of the original film, which is a 2022 Danish film. Again, I'm not really sure why they felt the need to remake this film 2 years in. It's kind of, I guess, strange. Didn't really do any research to see how common this is, but it's a little strange thing to do. Also, unfortunately, I did watch the original, and for me, the original is light years above the remake. I don't have problems with American films. I don't think Americans can't do film better than any other country and dot 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 and all this type of stuff because sometimes it's popular to just shit all over America. But in this specific case, I definitely think the Danish version is a much better film. It really, really sat with me in a very, very unsettling way. I do know that Americans seem to have sensitivities to a certain degree of negativity. It seems like, I guess from studies, I don't know, Americans are very partial to happier endings. So if you like happier endings, I would not watch the original from 2022, because it's really disturbing. I mean, when you watch the Speak No Evil 2024, it's an all right little thriller movie or whatever. It's not a terrible film or anything, but I don't think it's something that is going to be memorable. But just the difference of circumstances in the 2022 film, I think, would just be more disturbing and kind of sit with people a lot longer, which is for me why I think it's such a much more elevated film. But anyway, the movies are essentially twins up until a certain point or whatnot. But yeah. All right. So anyway, we have this couple. They're from America. They are on vacation with their daughter in Italy. They live in London for whatever reason, but they're American. So while on vacation, they meet this engaging, lovely couple, free spirited, lots of fun, all that crap, and they have a son. So the kids, they get together, they're talking, chatting, all that stuff. It's just so great. Eventually, they return back home to London, and then we find out that there is problems in the relationship. The wife has slept with somebody, and the husband still having his issues with that. And he also is unemployed, so they're having some issues there. They randomly get a letter, an invitation from the people that they met, the Danish couple, inviting them to come to their home, and they decide that it's a great idea to go spend the weekend or whatever it is with two people that you just met, you don't barely know, but hey, it's a great decision. It's very smart. Let's me, you, and our young daughter go stay with people that we don't know. So that's what they go and do. They go to this farmhouse, they're staying with them, and it's kind of like, you see in the trailer, right? The couple is doing kind of just like a little bit of weird things or what have you while they're together. At one point, it was really weird. The couple was sleeping. Their daughter is also annoying them. It just is what it is. The husband has no tolerance for the little girl because she's probably 9, 10 years old, and she has a bunny rabbit that she still wants to sleep with. He thinks that she's way too old for that. The mother is like, oh no, stop being a dick, she's not too old for that. So that's another point of contention between the two of them, and probably more motivation for this kid to hold on to this bunny, ironically, but whatever. And so the kid is older but wants to sleep with her parents. So they, in this strange house with these strange people, decide to ignore their daughter. And at some point, the couple they're staying with brings their daughter into the bed with them. So the mom wakes up looking for her daughter and then finds her in bed with these two grown ass people. This, of course, prompts them to leave, but naturally, again, of course, we know that bunny that we've been introduced to that she's super obsessed with. So they rushed out the house, and guess who they don't have? They don't have Hoppy the bunny, and she's throwing a fit. So we have to turn around and go back to the weird people's house so we could get this bunny after we didn't tell the weird people that we left. We just up and left these weird people that we just met, but decided to go spend the weekend with them. We just up and left their house after they had our daughter in bed with them, and now we're gonna go back for this rabbit. Listen, as I said, I write, so I get it. You know, you needed a motivation for them to go back. If it ain't one thing, it would have to been another. So there they go to go back and go get Hoppy. For whatever reason, they decide to stay at the house. The couple is kind of judging them for having left, like, you were rude, that was messed up, that you didn't say anything to us, whatever. So the American couple decides to try to piece things up and be kind and like kind of sit with them and stay with them a little longer, which also kind of makes zero sense. I mean, these are not your family members. It's not like this person's gonna get you employment and you want to make sure you stay on their good side. What real motivation is there for you to continue to stay with these people who are weird as hell? It's a total overstep for somebody to have your kid in bed with them. And just in case you're wondering, the Danish film pretty much follows along the same plot lines. I don't remember if there was like a cultural reason why they decided to stay, but it follows along the same plot line. So in that sense, neither the film, you know, it's kind of like you don't really understand why these people are necessarily doing this. Anyway, at some point, it is revealed by the child that he is not in actuality their son. He can't speak. He has his tongue cut out, but they tell some story that the kid has been born with a smaller tongue or whatnot to explain the fact that he can't speak. And of course, he can't do written communication because the American couple speaks English and he speaks, I think it's Danish or whatever the heck he speaks. So he does not speak the same language as them. So he can't write anything down, and then he can't speak. But would it make a difference? He ain't got no tongue. Another thing that didn't make sense in this movie was the families were, the adults were to go out to dinner. It was never explained that it was only the adults going out to dinner. The Danish family was just like, hey, come check out this restaurant. The couple assumed that the children were coming, and it's only as they're getting ready to leave that the babysitter shows up, which is some man that comes there. And I'm not saying it's much better if it were a woman, but it's like, you don't know this person. Why is this some strange person? And I think, unfortunately, you know, most people probably would feel more unnerved by it being a man. Why do you feel like you really just walked out the door? I just don't know. Like, this film is like a lesson in just not, you know, stop being so polite, because I don't understand. I have no children. There is no realm in this world or any other one in which I would leave neither my daughter nor my son with some strange person that I don't know while I'm going out. I guess it's just hard for me to relate to that. But these people do it. They leave them and, you know, with this guy or what have you, and go out to this restaurant and all this other crap. Either way, sometime later, the kid reveals to the daughter that he has effectively been kidnapped, and their grift is they take a child from a couple that they kill, parade the child around to get other couples with children or a child to get comfortable with them, and they bring them to their farmhouse, and then they kill the previous child that they initially used, and take the new child for whatever reason. Because I mean, why don't you just kill all these kids and just keep the one kid? Whatever. Listen, they recycle children is basically what they do to lure in new families and steal that kid so they can eventually kill them when they find a new one. The movie's much more interesting than my explaining of the plot makes it seem, but whatever. So once they're privy to this information and the daughter is able to tell her parents, they try to escape out of the house. But naturally, there was a gate that was closed, and they can't get through the gate with their car. And then the little boy is thrown into a pond, but he can't swim. So the dad, of course, goes to jump in and save him. That's very predictable. When they threw him in the pond, they knew that was going to happen. So they take the family that kind of way. And then, you know, in traditional fashion, there's a little showdown or whatever you want to call it between the families. And, of course, our family comes out victorious at the end of the day, and we have our happy ending to this terrible, terrible tale. Um, I like James McAvoy. I'm really not a person who's very into actors. I never care who an actor is. It's really rare. Haven't watched anything too much with him outside of Split, which I thought was a really, really great movie. Um, but yeah, this movie was just okay. It just I don't know what exactly to compare it to off the top of my head. It was just an alright movie. And I don't think, again, people are going to be too upset if they see it. But I don't think this is anything that is going to be particularly memorable to most people. If you are interested, I definitely think you should check out the original film. But just keep in mind that, as I said, the original film is much darker than the American version. They're kind of twins up until a certain point. They take a bit of a drastic turn. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Speak No Evil.